New jobs numbers are out, and hilariously, payrolls jumped 227,000, yet persons employed dropped 355,000. Are they just making it up? The numbers are from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, who, thanks to the power of imagination, reports that jobs are booming, yet the unemployment rate is worse, rising to 4.2% unemployment. It's actually 7.3%. Using the wider U6 unemployment number that media only reports when the president is Republican. So how does payroll soar but unemployment get worse? Because the other job survey the BLS uses says the number of employed people actually plunged by 355,000 last month. So jobs went up 227, people employed went down 355. Now it's worth noting plus 227 in a month is a job boom for the ages, minus 355 is a depression. Which is it? Who knows? Keep in mind this is the same agency reporting both numbers, and this report was widely touted as a critical guide for the Fed, who is also kind of left with who knows. Now regular people might wonder how could they be so far off, and the short answer is government numbers on everything from jobs to inflation to growth contain an entire library of statistical assumptions, models, and survey techniques to creatively extrapolate. Now the gaps should tell them that their models are currently garbage, but of course those assumptions are extremely useful to agencies who can torture the numbers to say anything they want. This is particularly useful when your budget is up and you need to show you are a team player or not a team player if the president is named Donald Trump. In other words, follow the money. When the president is somebody the bureaucrats like, say a Democrat, assume the worst, and when the president is somebody the bureaucrats are trying to hurt, assume that's what's driving it. So with that, what else was hiding in the jobs report? Beyond the 355 plunge in persons employed, Zero Hedge reports the number of long-term unemployed is stuck at 1.7 million. That's up nearly 50% on the year. Labor force participation, which is the percent of people working or in school, is also stuck, down 2 million since pre-COVID, down 4 million from the Trump 1.0 trend, and down 9 million since the 2008 crisis and the ensuing Obama miracle. Incidentally, BLS reports that 5.5 million people out of the labor force actually want a job, but they're not counted as unemployed because they're not actively looking. That's interesting because there are more than 5.5 million illegals hogging up low-skilled jobs and keeping them at minimum wage. Seems like a pretty simple fix. Speaking of illegals, that was one bright spot in the jobs reports, a tumble in illegal immigrant workers, perhaps because hundreds of thousands are preparing to self-deport. Or at least they're going to ground. If it is self-deportation, we are due to see a surge in wages for low-skilled Americans who no longer have to compete for minimum wage. We're already seeing green shoots as real hourly earnings stopped falling last month, breaking a 2.5-year downward trend. Keep it up and blue collars might actually be able to support a family on a factory job. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. Jobs was supposed to give the Fed guidance with inflation rising again. Goldman called it, quote, the most important remaining macro report of 2024. Sadly, what they got from our finest federal statisticians was maybe plus a bunch, maybe minus a bunch. And so the Fed is left once again with no idea what's happening, a blindfold elephant in the china shop with regular Americans dodging the fallout. Okay, what was you watching? See you next time.